And the Justice Department is submitting proposed redactions today for the affidavit used to justify the search of former President Trump's Florida estate. The department will also have to provide a legal memorandum explaining why they think that information should be kept from public view. A judge will then consider those redactions and weigh whether to make any of the affidavit public. ABC News investigative reporter Catherine Falders is in Washington, keeping an eye on this for us. Catherine, initially, the judge here said he was not inclined to keep the full affidavit sealed, saying portions of it could presumably be unsealed. He's walked that back a little bit since. So what do you think will or won't make the cut here, or do you think he'll just keep the whole thing sealed?
Look, I think the one thing that we know is that the judge is not going to rule to unseal the full affidavit. He realizes that there is some information in there that could impact national security, that could impact witnesses. But earlier this week, he did seem to indicate that he said the government has met their burden. He understands why they don't want to release the whole thing. And now, look, he may ultimately side with them, with the government's argument that any redactions that they provide and any document that they ultimately release will essentially be meaningless. Now, in terms of what we will see, look, I don't think that we will even see a document with black lines through the whole thing anytime soon. This is going to be definitely a process. The judge is going to have a conference, most likely, with the government once he reviews it. And I think we're looking at weeks to a month before there is any ruling. And look, it could still be ultimately appealed by DOJ.
Now, a coalition of media organizations, including ABC News, has urged for the release of the affidavit, even with redactions, citing the need for more information to give the public, given that this is the first time the FBI has ever searched a former president's residence. But the Justice Department argued that so much of this document will have to be redacted that it'll end up being meaningless. Might as well keep the whole thing sealed. So what happens after the DOJ submits its proposed redactions today?
So we'll probably hear more from the judge in some way, whether that's today, whether tomorrow, whether next week. But what happens is DOJ will submit this document. They have to submit it by 12 o'clock Eastern, 12 p.m. And then after that, the judge said, he said in court last week that then he will review that. Then he'll make a decision on whether to have a private hearing with DOJ, for example, or whether he will go through the affidavit himself and submit his own redactions. We just don't exactly know what he will decide on that yet. But we'll most likely see procedural elements of this, more deadlines, and then some sort of decision, not on the release, but some sort of, I guess, roadmap that the judge will lay out on the next steps here.
All right, Catherine Falders, I appreciate it as always. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.